Hi guys, and welcome to Space Engineers Vanilla Survival 2025, where we made it to Mars. I was gonna do some kind of epic space traveling montage or, just like speeding it up and having a look at how it goes when you fly, but it takes 5 hours. So I was AFK basically the whole time, and I'm not gonna edit that. I was like, as I took off, I think I said something along the lines of, you know, um, let's start flying, and if something interesting happens, let's have a look at it. But the only interesting thing that happens were basically like I stopped at a couple of asteroids, got some ice, um, saw one ship called Miner something, which I tried to interact with, but it's a spaceship from another faction that just sort of flies away. And then a few pirates here and there that were like very far off screen, 15 kilometers, 20 kilometers, something like this. So instead, I thought because obviously I'm not gonna edit 5 hours of material. So instead, we're just gonna have a look at where we're at right now. So we're at Mars. There is, as you can see, heaps and heaps of signals over here because there is. Actually, I was probably meant to show you when I was up in there, right? It's super easy to see the marks on the ground, and there is loads of them. I landed by a pool, I guess, or something, because there's ice here. So it's like, North Pole, South Pole, something like this. And also in line with where the moon is. So that's Mars moon right there. And this is some random planetary body. And the Earth is over there where we started. And I purposely landed straight on top of iron, nickel, and cobalt. But I do think that we need to eventually make the base closer to where the snow is, because my guess is snow is ice, obviously, and we need to mine ice, right? So for now, as we just start out, I made a wind turbine, so there's wind that works over here. It's a bit weaker than on Earth, I think. Like instead of 400, it's 350 or 300 or something. And I made an assembler, and I made a basic refinery. And then we're actually kind of low on resources all of a sudden. So that means that we're gonna have to make a mining ship, just a really small one, and start digging up this iron and every type of resource. So my idea is basically we make a tiny miner because then it's easier to just go to all of these spots. I guess it's really, really hard to see, honestly. But it's like silver, it's cobalt, it's silver, it's gold, it's everything, basically magnesium, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna hide them away eventually, make them look more pretty. But that means that we can gather all the material, we can bring it back here, we can sort of process it, and then start to think about how to actually make like a base. In the assembler we still have like 3k iron, so it's not a lot. And I think we have, where do we see this inventory? Some ice left, right? Oh, maybe we don't. It keeps processing the ice because, like, just lying here, it uses a bit of power. Oh yeah, that is actually going down quite fast, is it? Because of the engines probably working. And then the battery is somewhere else, the spaceship. Yeah, exactly, because it keeps topping up the battery at all times. Maybe we should tell it to stop doing that, so we can have some hydrogen left in the tank. Well, actually, now let's start with trying to go and mine some snow and see if it's actually ice, because obviously it should be ice, right? Obviously it should, right? Maybe. Ship worked well. The gravity here is a bit lower than back on Earth, so it's actually a bit easier. And over there is a, not sure if you can see that, there's a white signal saying something like STIV supply post. Okay, so I guess we're eventually gonna have to check that out as well. Some friendly aliens. Pretty cool, pretty cool. The intention right here, the intention right here would be to build some sort of a base so we can actually make ourselves a jump drive. So like before we go into space again, we're actually gonna be in a way better position. Dude, these dampeners are so weak. Wonder if that has to do with some atmospheric pressure or something. Speaking of which, we need to try to make actual atmospheric thrusters and see if it actually works at all. Hi friends, we're here to see if this is ice. See if we can scoop some up, scoop it up. Because it's snow, so you scoop snow like ice cream, obviously. Trying to see if we can get that number down in the corner to be 37k, then that's probably fine. How much is this? Oh, that's roughly 10k, so another 10k, 47. Seems to be working super fine. Could probably make some kind of, like it doesn't even need to be a spaceship. It could be a car that just goes here and sort of drives around on the snow collecting snow. Because obviously, I think wheels are way more energy efficient than what the thrusters are. Okay. So there we have some more ice. I think we're just gonna turn this off. Because the only thing that's on it is the survival kit. We could probably just move that to just get some actual, not ice, what's it called, blah, 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 blah. We can get some silver. Because obviously this place has loads of silver and gold, so it seems to be quite easy. And also, yeah, it's super easy to actually find this stuff, right? We need to mark the base with something else than all of these blue dots, because this is kind of annoying. Hello, base. I'm sorry, I'm overshooting by a mile here. I really am. Jesus. Another reason to not use this ship for the actual mining, because it's like so annoying to fly right now. Overshooting in the other direction. Whee! Although we don't actually need to land straight on it, right? We can land sort of over here. It's fine, because we're not really going to use the ship for now. Make a little park. Oh, we're going down way fast, bro. Calm down. So let's see. We got some 20k in the inventory. As stated, we could turn off everything, basically. Yeah, let's just turn off everything. That's probably perfectly fine. And then instead we should start working on a tiny little miner, and we will go grab some silver and use the silver to make a med bay or survival kit or something along these lines. Production. There is a block called medical station. Fancy. Silver, silicon, cobalt. This doesn't use cobalt. Corner medical room. Silver, 100 silver. So a proper refinery probably as well. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing some kind of tiny little chip. Start with 20. I don't know how many we can produce. I'm thinking flying box. Just like nothing fancy. It's probably perfectly fine. Let's make a little workspace. Actually, do we need to? No, let's not. Let's instead see what we have down here. Pretty much nothing. Get me like a landing gear. Actually, probably need antenna on this. Cargo container. Would be nice to start with like a large one. Like not large grid one, but like a large cargo container. Oh, it will stand like that and that will bug me out. Okay, I understand why we need to make a base. Not a base, but like a tiny foundation to have it to stand on. Oh, and also we should make that thing where you connected the battery to the small head. So while we're building, it will load itself with like some charge itself a little bit. Let's see, how do we do this? Blah blah blah. Where is the rotor? Not here anymore. So you basically build it on top of a rotor, I guess would be correct, yeah. And then remove the head, go in there, get to the rotor, make sure it's locked. And this is obviously building a rotor. And it has a small head on it. And then we can add our things to the small head. So a large cargo container. The annoying part about those were that they don't have big, large openings in all directions. Yes, that seems to be true. It's probably perfectly fine. Just need to make sure that we have it facing with a large one down. Oh no! It's being a bit of a jerk. Let's do this. Okay, so now it should have a large one facing forwards, and it should have definitely a large one pointing downwards. Like towards me would be forwards in that manner. No, I'm not sure. The important part is, well, a large one is facing downwards, and then we can add a connector to it later, right? Oh, and also on our base we need to have connectors facing upwards so we can land on them. That's pretty clever. I like that. This small hole right here, this large hole right here, we can probably cover up with batteries. I don't think it matters. Do we want to go 2? Yeah, we want to go 2. Do we want to go 2? That's another issue. Like, if we use batteries, no matter how much power we produce, it's basically always going to be 15 minutes for the reload time on the batteries. The question is if we build something where we could like connect the battery or disconnect the battery. Like if you place a connector facing upwards, and on top of that you would place another battery facing downwards. That takes up a lot of space though. Basically look like that. And then we'll try to throw one in the opposite direction on top of this one. Like that. And then there will be a battery on top of that thing. I mean, that's not too high, right? Because even with this, there will be a connector at the bottom of that thing, pointing downwards. So it's definitely going to be a little bit bigger than the box anyways. It's a battery sandwich. Question is if I need more batteries than one, right? Probably, very likely. In which case... Well, I mean, I guess you could have it like that, and then you sort of add more batteries along the sides. 1, 2. Yeah. Let's weld that up so it doesn't fall off. And then add a couple of batteries on the side of that, and then keep building around it, basically. Placing a cockpit over here somewhere, placing some drills on it. So it's facing this way, and then have enough thrust both forwards and downwards, so we can just sort of tilt over and mine freely, basically. That is very crooked, isn't it? So yeah, I'm gonna get started on that, and hopefully I will see you guys in a little bit with some kind of mining chip. And we're back, friends and gentlemen. We're not entirely done. I was about to say we're completely done with building a tiny little ship. We're gonna order these 5 things. It's a bit of a shit show right now. We're out of energy here because we're loading all of these batteries. But they do seem to actually have power, so that seems to be fine. I added a large thruster upwards, I added 6 ones going forwards, the idea being, or like the hope being, that I can just tilt myself sort of downwards, mine, without having to think too much about it, like having to think about the angles, etc. I did run out of iron, so I did use the old mining ship, and as you can see, with that one you have to go like around the corners very slowly downwards, etc. It's not efficient, so it would be really nice if this one actually can handle mining at a steep angle, basically, right? Added a connector right here going downwards, because this one's obviously going upwards, and it just struck me like I could have done this, but with the connectors going sideways instead, making it probably able to like put the batteries down on the sheet metal, etc., easier to line up probably. But you know, I'm just gonna try if I can have it like this, and then I'm gonna build something that lifts these batteries off and replaces them with an identical set of batteries, right? Eventually. Right now I am short of materials. So for now we will see. The big test right now is basically, can this even fly? And if it can, then I will use this to mine all of these resources that are around the area, and I will build a refinery as well. And I will probably add some speed modules to the existing structure here. Oh, that won't work, will it? I left this open in case I want to add more drills, but I think we might need to cover them with caps. There's a thing called a conveyor cap, which would be this thing. Goes like that. And I guess like the really big thing obviously is like, is the atmosphere even thick enough to let us make use of these atmospheric thrusters? Because I mean, worst case, we're just gonna turn this on, and as we turn it on, it will fall down, and that will be a bit annoying. So let's see. Finish the caps. Caps are finished. Okay, let's figure this out. Oh, I don't have groups for anything. Thrusters. That's kind of annoying. Large atmospheric thruster. Okay, let's get the flat ones because I made those are like the absolute majority. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 thrusters. And this is the mining ship 1. And what else? The batteries is in the battery pack. That group is also the mining ship 1. Batteries. Guess that's it. And then we have mining ship 1 connector. Wait, no, right now it's not connected to anything because that's the battery connector right there. This other connector here is MS1 connector to connector for ore or whatever, because this ship will only have ore in it, I assume. And gyroscopes don't need to do anything with probably, and the ore detector is on. So yeah, I guess that's fine. Let's get those groups going. Toggle block on, recharge on and off. Thrusters on and off. And connector for ore. It's not connected to anything right now, but we're gonna have to switch locks obviously. And I guess for now what you do is you hit that auto and you turn those Thrusters on. Looks like there's thrust, judging from this thing right back here. That is actually like steaming a little bit and giving some kind of thrust, right? How do we get off base now? We need to go to the rotor. And this one needs to detach. Oh! Hold my breath for a while there. I really thought something happened. But yeah, this looks nice. Seems to be working. Seems like we can fly it properly. And we're at 24k, so let's try and load it up and see how much we can actually carry. It is a bit weird flying around here, I feel like. Wonder if the atmosphere is different than what it is from Earth. The idea would be that I do want to like tilt it like this. Can we zoom out a little bit? Oh, this one is so much smaller than the other spaceship. Obviously, apparently, I like to build my ships looking like tubes. They're all just very long. But I'd also save some drills, I guess. Anyways, this seems to be working. Let's see if we can max it out. How can we know if it's maxed out? Large cargo container. Oh, it's nowhere near. At least another 10,000 liters, which is like an annoying measurement of stuff. So what's that? 40k maybe? Lots of it is stone right now, but that doesn't really matter. It's basically just for the weight anyways. Battery time is 42 minutes. So I mean, if we can just keep going with like the exchange of the batteries, you would have an hour or 40 minutes and you can just switch. That would be great. There we go. That was too much. Limit reached. Let's figure it out. Cockpit is full. Large cargo container is just about full. So to 10,000 liters probably. Which is roughly 20k of weight, 30-ish k of weight. And let's see how much we need to actually remove. Starting with this stone right there. More than that, obviously. Just throw it on the ground, I guess. So that's 20. This would be roughly 30. That would be like a good round number. Oh, and it moves slightly slowly. Wait, what? I thought that thruster going upwards would be like way stronger than this. It's a bit disappointing actually. I'm gonna add more upwards thrust. This is ridiculous. What? Come on, thrusters, you can do it. Because when we can't go around all of this, you just get like 10k from each, so it would be way too much of a hassle. But the mining felt fine. Honestly, it was no problem. So I'm a little bit surprised about the amount of stone we're actually throwing out right now. Now it's 10k. That just has to work. Okay. Some more downward thrust it is. Oh, right, and for now we don't actually have a place to connect. Could add a connector on top of the assembler and just have that as our unloading point for now, I guess. But yeah, a little bit of small fixes, and I will also mine the materials, and hopefully I will be back next time with a refinery and a bit more of a setup and some sort of idea for a base. Thank you for watching, and see you around.